Hi everyone, I'm Sonia, an ISB alumni, and I'm currently associated with LeapQuest. And today we're going to talk about weaknesses in MBA essays. Let's decode two of the most feared yet misunderstood aspects of the MBA journey. Number one, how to address weaknesses in essays and interviews without weakening your candidacy. Number two, how to ensure every school sees you as their perfect fit through narrative adaptation. Weaknesses, if positioned intelligently, reveal authenticity, self awareness, and emotional intelligence, which basically are the cornerstones of great leadership. School specific storytelling ensures your application transcends generic answers and enters the realm of intellectual alignment. In reality, B schools aren't looking for flawless superhumans. They want resilient, coachable leaders with the maturity to reflect, grow, and adapt. The genius is in reframing what others fear as vulnerability, we craft into your competitive edge. Now let's understand the challenges of weaknesses. Weaknesses are a balancing act. Overplay them and you appear incompetent. Underplay them and you come across as arrogant or evasive. Here's where applicants go wrong. Number one, cliches that signal insincerity. I've worked too hard, I care too much. These are intellectual cop out. Over explaining failures. Dwelling on setbacks without showcasing recovery arc. Irrelevant admissions. Talking about trivial or overly personal flaws that add no value to the MBA context. Remember, admissions committees don't demand perfection, they demand coachability. They want to see whether you are self aware enough to recognize your blind spots and whether you have the discipline to address them. Weaknesses, when addressed strategically, position you as a mature learner and not a liability. Now, let's understand why schools even ask about weaknesses. MBA is not a finishing school, it's a crucible for transformation. That's why schools ask about weaknesses. Here's what they're testing for. Number one, self awareness. Can you look in the mirror without flinching? Do you know what holds you back? Number two, growth mindset. Do you take ownership of your gaps and actively seek improvement? And number three, program fit. Can the MBA experience provide the tools to address these weaknesses? Let me give you a key insight. Weaknesses are not traps, they are canvases. A well structured weakness essay shows that you've reflected on your journey, taken corrective steps, and are excited about leveraging the MBA to accelerate your growth. The admissions committee isn't scrutinizing your past flaws, they are evaluating your trajectory. Now, let's talk about 7 rules for addressing weaknesses. Crafting a weakness essay is both an art and a science. Number 1. Keep it professional. Confessions about temper issues or relationship struggles are irrelevant unless tied to workplace growth. Number 2. Be authentic. Real flaws trump fabricated safe ones. Adcoms have read thousands of essays and they detect insincerity instantly. Number 3. Own them confidently. Demonstrating calm ownership signals maturity, and hiding signals fear. Number 4. Avoid fake weaknesses. Claiming I'm a perfectionist trivializes the exercise and insults their intelligence. Number 5. Balance the story. Share what went wrong, but more importantly, emphasize what you learned and how you improved. Number 6. Avoid red flags. Chronic lateness, dishonesty, or poor ethics are disqualifiers. Never go there. Number 7. Stay calm. Weaknesses are by default expected. Your composure while discussing them is itself a test of leadership presence. Now, let me give you a bonus genius move. End with a tangible skill or perspective you gained so the weakness concludes as a strength in evolution. Now, let me give you a few examples of weaknesses done right. Number one, technical weakness. Someone may have been weak in math initially, but instead of avoiding it, they enrolled in additional coursework, became stronger, and eventually even mentored junior colleagues. Number two, leadership weakness. Someone could be failing at early projects due to poor delegation, but by applying feedback and trusting their team, they later achieved stronger outcomes. Number three, interpersonal weakness. Some candidates might avoid conflicts, but by learning structured communication techniques, they turned it into a strength and now are managing disagreements more productively. Number four, communication weakness. Nervousness in public speaking is quite common. By joining Toastmasters and leading team presentations, that weakness has now transformed into confidence. The key here is not just identifying a weakness, but by showing how you took action to improve and what you learned from the process. So, the framework to keep in mind is pretty simple. Describe the weakness honestly, explain the specific actions you took, highlight measurable results, and finally link it back to how the MBA will help you grow further. And when done right, weaknesses don't diminish your profile, but they actually show self awareness, resilience, and growth potential. Let me give you an insight on how LeapQuest approaches to weakness essays. When it comes to MBA applications, one of the trickiest essays for candidates is the weakness essay. Many applicants either overshare or give generic answers which don't work well. At LeapQuest, we follow a structured approach to make sure weaknesses actually strengthen the overall profile. Step 1 is selecting the right weakness. It should always be professional, relevant, and something that can be improved, and not a personal flaw or something unrelated. Step 2 is crafting the story arc. The essay should move from weakness to reflection to growth and finally future learning. This shows maturity and a forward looking mindset. Number 3 is balancing honesty with positivity. We never leave the weakness unresolved. It's always paired with steps taken and results achieved. Step 4 is avoiding cliches. Business schools are tired of hearing, I'm a perfectionist or I work too hard. Those answers sound safe but lack authenticity. Step 5 is tying the weakness to the MBA. Here we show how the school's curriculum, clubs, or culture can help the candidate continue improving. And finally, step 6 is personalized coaching. Every essay goes through multiple reviews for tone, balance, and impact until it reads as authentic, professional, and powerful. The result? Candidates don't come across as weak. Instead, they present weaknesses as proof of resilience, adaptability, and readiness to learn, which is exactly what business schools are looking for. Now, can you use the same essay for multiple schools? The answer is a big fat no. This is one of the most common and most damaging applicant shortcuts. Reusing essays across schools is tempting but fatal. Why? Because every school has a distinct DNA. When it comes to mission, some schools are about innovation, like MIT. Others are about social impact, like Yale. And others are all about global exposure, like NCR. When it comes to culture, some value collaboration like Kellogg, and others value intellectual rigor like Chicago Booth. When it comes to curriculum, some emphasize data driven learning, and others immersive leadership labs. Your core story may be the same, but the framing must adapt. Think Marvel's multiverse, the same hero, but different realities. A generic essay feels like spam mail. A tailored essay feels like destiny. At LeapQuest, we specialize in reframing your narrative for each school's ethos so you're not just a fit, you are the fit. Moving forward, let's look into school specific CVs and recommendations. One of the biggest mistakes applicants make is using the same CV and recommendation letters for every school. At LeapQuest, we help students customize their application material to align with what each program values. Take the example of our student Priya. For MIT Sloan, we highlighted her technical expertise, her analytics projects, and work with AI solutions. Her supervisor recommendation also emphasized her strong analytical mindset, which aligns perfectly with Sloan's focus. For NYU Stern, we shifted the focus to social impact, showing how Priya worked on bridging economic gaps. Her non-profit partner recommendation supported this, showcasing her contributions to social change. For Michigan Ross, we emphasized her leadership roles and grassroots training initiatives. Here, her entrepreneur mentee recommendation highlighted her mentorship skills and leadership qualities. Now, why does this matter? Three key reasons. First, it reinforces the essay themes so there's consistency across the application. Second, it creates a school specific narrative that feels tailored rather than generic. And third, it shows admissions committees that Priya doesn't just want any MBA, she belongs in their program. This level of customization often makes the difference between an average application and an admit. Now, what is the LeapQuest process? Our students succeed because we don't leave anything to chance. The LeapQuest process includes number one, deep profiling, extracting your defining achievements, strengths, and career aspirations. Number two, tailored strategy, mapping profile elements against the unique DNA of each school. Number three, iterative feedback, multiple reviews until every essay is sharp, authentic, and differentiated. Number four, mock interviews, simulating each school's exact interview style and expected behavioral questions. Number five, networking guidance, helping you build authentic connections with students, alumni, and clubs. Number six, scholarship focus, strategically aligning achievements with funding opportunities. And number seven, full spectrum support, essays, resumes, recommendations, interview prep, and scholarship essays. Now, what's the outcome? LeapQuest students don't just apply, they stand out as leaders, visionaries, and culture fits. It's your turn to shine. At LeapQuest, strategy meets action. Your weaknesses are not setbacks, they are your catalysts. Your core story is not fixed, it is adaptable. With LeapQuest, you gain school specific essays that echo each program's values, customized CVs and recommendations that reinforce your themes, intensive interview prep to transform nervous answers into powerful narratives, scholarship strategies to convert admits into affordable opportunities. Every global admit story that we have shaped began where you are now, a motivated candidate with ambition. The next story could be yours. LeapQuest operates with a simple but powerful philosophy. Dream big. Don't limit yourself to safe schools. Aim for the best. Work hard. Every essay draft, every mock interview, every iteration brings you closer to mastery. Leap ahead. We don't just push applications, we engineer breakthroughs that accelerate your career globally. We believe in building leaders and not just admits. Let's take the leap together. LeapQuest is your co-pilot for global success. Whether you're aiming for Harvard, NCEAD, ISB, or Oxford, our process ensures you make the leap with confidence and precision. Your MBA journey is one of the most important leaps of your life. Let's take it together and turn your aspirations into reality. Thank you so much for attending the webinar session. Wishing you all the best for the upcoming Round 1 and Round 2 MBA deadlines.